I'm determined to find this GameCube.
Oh, you just dropped it.
Yeah, I got it. Oh. For instance, Nathan, it might look similar to the GameCube.
Hey, welcome back to the Launch Day Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Trey.
And we've got quite an episode for you today. We're going to start off by talking about the some latest box office news. Trey, take it away.
Yeah, we've got a little early segment here involving a YouTuber who has made an indie film that has hit quite the success. For those of you who don't know, Markiplier, who's a gaming YouTuber who's been like, you should know. He's one of the OG, the legends. Based off an indie game that he played called Iron Lung, he's created a movie. And the movie has done very well. I mean, like,
made some people mad.
It's made a lot of people mad. It is the people in studios in California and all across the nation are freaking out right now. So let me tell you about this thing. Indie film. It originally released in only like 3 theaters, and the test release was so good that they ended up going like nationwide. So it cost $3 million to make, and it made 17 million opening weekend. So just opening weekend, 17 million, and then went on to make 26.6 million worldwide, which is 15 times the budget. That is
unbelievable,
incredible. In a age right now, if you're living in this age right now, I'm so sorry, but we all know we're all going through the pain.
If you're hearing this, I'm sorry.
If you're in the future and you're listening back to this podcast, because at this point we are now famous, and you're like, oh, I wonder how they started.
That's right.
I'll go to episode 3. If you're living in the future,
don't go to episode 1.
Then hopefully movies have gotten better, and this may have even been the catalyst point. This may have been where it started.
This podcast
right now, this podcast.
Yeah, that's how we. Yep.
Well, I was going to say this movie, but yes, the podcast obviously has something to do with it.
Great reach. Yeah.
But undoubtedly right now, movies suck. They're terrible. Studios are putting like billions of dollars into them. They're making nothing because they're all garbage. And what this guy is this kid essentially has been able to do.
This 40-year-old kid.
40-year-old
I don't
kid.
know how old he is.
But I mean, like he's famous from like, gaming. It's not like he's like a big
gaming commentary.
Basically, and you could look on his YouTube channel, you could look on other people's channels like Quarter Crew and stuff like that, people that helped him along this way. He figured out that he wanted to make a movie. He did all the research himself. He learned how to make a movie himself. He learned how to do VFX so that he knew when he did eventually hire somebody to do VFX, he's like, okay, this is what they need to know. This is what I need to know about expectations. He did all the hard work. He put his money into his passion project. He put his whole self into this passion project. He ended up starring and directing in this film, which very few films that you star and direct turn out being good, in my opinion.
They haven't said anything, but when I looked up where's it going to be, they said YouTube, probably. So.
I mean, he's a YouTuber. They probably has a great relationship with them.
And he's made all the money he needs to make. So that video.
15 times what he put in, which think about that. He put $3 million of his own money. Like it was
he is a multi-millionaire.
He is a multi-millionaire, but still, it's like this is a true start to finish indie project. Like this is his project. No executives got in the way for this one.
He's worth $45 million.
Is he worth $45 million? That's
and he's 36 years old.
That's all assets and stuff like that. Yeah. That's not all
$145 million car.
He doesn't have a Scrooge McDuck safe where he's swimming in cash.
No.
There are some YouTubers that do.
What's really a win about it though is the fact that it's not from a big studio. The fact that that's why studios are freaking out is because, oh no, an indie creator managed to hit these numbers. We're in trouble. So yeah, what's crazy about this is that it's an indie movie, meaning it didn't work with a big studio. That didn't work with Universal or anything like that. It was entirely self-produced, and it hit numbers like that. So the big studios that make a lot of money, because they've created a precedent where you have to go with the big studio in order to make your money back on your movie. They're worried because they're like, oh no, he just got many millions back. Yeah. This is bad. So
now you might be wondering, dear viewers, dear audio listeners, how would Nathan and Trey know that the entire film industry is mad at one ex-YouTuber or current YouTuber, I guess? Well, undoubtedly they showed their hand because Iron Lung opening week hit Number one. You're going to keep squeaking that chair. Iron Lung, opening week, hit number one in the U.S. charts. Which, like, U.S. is where almost every movie, like, we are the movie scene.
How many movies are released every year in the U.S.?
Because here's the thing. Every single big budget spent millions of dollars. What was the number?
800 plus movies are released in the U.S. every year.
Every year.
Meaning per day. That's like 3 or 4 per day.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Jeez. And so hitting number one is an extremely impressive thing.
I think, to be fair, I can't recall any movie, just because movies are garbage and they're upset because these big companies are being able to lie. Because they have, like, you know, Universal and Disney, they have merchandise, they have theme parks. If their movie, you know, if they empty the tank on movies, then they can pull money from anything else.
Right.
Which is what they've been doing.
And from old licensing. Yeah.
Yeah, old licensing.
If they never made a movie again,
another thing is, it's just crazy, is that nobody, if you've noticed, at least at this point in 2025, 2026, nobody's making new movies. Every single movie is either a remake or it's like a complete rehashing. It's old. Because they refuse to, they think like people don't want to see new concepts.
The only people doing like kind of original stuff are like, I guess, Christopher Nolan. And then, like,
well, I mean, what's Nolan releasing now?
Ben Stiller's been doing stuff.
What's Chris Nolan doing right now?
He's doing
The Odyssey, the oldest story there is. There's been 100 tellings of the Odyssey,
but there's no movie. So
there is an Odyssey movie.
Is there?
Yeah, there's like 6.
Oh, well.
And also, like, a bunch of movies are the Odyssey.
But there wasn't an Oppenheimer, so that was
wasn't.
That was pretty good.
But that was like 2019.
Yeah,
I will say that was still
no way. That was 2019.
No. 22, 23, actually. No, think about it. 23.
2023, yeah.
Yeah.
July. That's insane.
So, yeah. So, where we're getting this. So, he was number one. And then, probably around the end of the first week, he disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
They removed him from the list because they were butthurt.
Yep.
So, I don't know who makes that list officially.
List? Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure. All I know is, like, it's the list.
But probably because the people making the list didn't delete it immediately, they probably somebody made a call.
Yeah, a studio made a call like, hey, we can't have this guy. Because what he did was he pulled their pants down in the world stage, in every movie theater in the country.
Yep.
So hopefully this is the catalyst where they're like, oh. that's literally, they're all like, why are they booing Avengers 47,000? Anyway, so that was it. So, hey, we're proud of you, Markiplier. Good job, buddy.
Big win for the
boys,
for the indie movies.
For the indie movies, yeah.
Yeah. And as someone who's like, I'm definitely not a film buff.
No.
And I'm not in like a film degree, but I am in a mass comm degree doing broadcasting, but that's put me in close proximity with a lot of people who are doing film degrees, and it's given me more appreciation for small creators who want to make a story and tell it, and then big studio says, no, we're making Moana again. It's like they made Moana and Moana 2, and then like 4 years later, live action remake.
And I mean, this is my role, even on this podcast. Like, I'm no authority on anything that we talk about ever.
Me neither.
But that's the thing. Well, I mean, like, you're more. At least you know. You have the YouTube channel. You know what you're talking about.
Sometimes.
My role in this podcast is, ex-consumer.
Ex-consumer? You used to consume and now you don't.
Not X, but like I don't know, for some reason I have like X as in like the variable, like
consumer of just whatever,
X, Y, or Z.
And as like the end user, you're an end user.
Yeah. And like as that role, as just somebody who's like pure consumer, just pure average American.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah, I think you speak for most of America when you say you dig it,
and I speak for most of America when I'm on this podcast. And I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys I'm running for Congress.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a really big deal to have a small, and like he's huge on YouTube, but like you don't see those two audiences cross really. You don't see that happen that much, not in such a big way where it's like, that also just speaks to how much his fans love him. Like the fact that I didn't get anything in my feed about him promoting the movie. I'm not subscribed to him because generally, like, the only content of his that I've watched and like really loved was like his Takis review or whatever.
Really?
It was hilarious. It was brilliant. But I don't like watch his videos, but I love that for him.
I'm
like,
subbed to
that's
him.
so
I'm
great.
subbed to Jack and PewDiePie just because, like, just
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
just because I'm a bro. That's the thing. Is
I think I stopped. I was subscribed to him for a long time, but then I went through my subscriber list and I realized that I was subscribed to like 2,000 people or something. We got our camera back. Side tangent. Shout out to Sony. The A6700 is a great camera, but holy cow, does it overheat? We've only been recording for 20 minutes or something, and it's already overheated twice.
it's smoking.
And that was not shooting log. That was just 4K.
It was shooting a log. But
just yeah, I have to shoot 1080p for it to not overheat. So, but I have a cooler on the way.
excuse me, I just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it. I was in the hospital with a bruised rib Friday. You know what happened?
What happened?
Sneezed.
Sneezed.
He's a big one.
I texted you, or your sister texted me at like whatever time.
Yeah, it was like 6 a.m.
6 a.m. And I had woken up for no reason at 6 a.m., which was weird. But your sister texted me and was like, Trey's in the hospital and no other contact.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
Said
so
out loud.
I was like, why? And she's like, don't know. And so I texted you and you were like, sneezed. Or they thought you either had a hernia or a bruised lung. And it was because you sneezed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a big one.
Did you? So did you sneeze that day before at some point?
Oh, all day. So I was like, still,
you were sneezing.
I was at work. It was dusty and smoky in there, and
Does that happen
the
a
whole
lot?
time I was like, every 2 minutes.
And you don't have a respirator.
You kind of do, but it's like I don't have like a big
Did
fancy.
they make fun of you for wearing a respirator?
No, but
Okay.
it's just miserable. It
Oh.
just sucks. Also, I have a beard and it doesn't really work.
Doesn't yeah? It won't
But it's not
sneeze.
like I have like masks. I don't have respirators.
Were you wearing the mask though?
I tried to.
I thought it was one sneeze.
Oh no. Well, I mean,
thought it
like
was a sneeze.
that one was one sneeze.
Yeah.
Like because the whole day I had felt like Thursday I had felt all kinds of stuff because I was sneezing constantly,
Yeah.
like just big. And then finally, I was like I was standing next to my bed, about to get in the bed, and I don't know if you've ever like done something and then had a sneeze, you just stop doing whatever you're doing. You're like,
Yeah. You just go.
I did that. I was standing next to the bed. I was like, and I just like curled up and I just
Died.
fell over.
Oh.
I just keeled over in the bed, and it hurt. It hurt like it felt like I was like shivved. I like stabbed,
Oh.
and then I just like jammed a pillow under my side
And tried to go to sleep
and just stared at the wall for
all night.
the whole night.
And then 4 a.m. you call
4 a.m. my alarm goes off. I was like, okay.
call your sister. Maybe this is bad.
I called out from work and I called my mom first.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not dealing with this right
Yeah.
now. Which
Shout
is
out
fine
Grace
because she took me to the hospital like 3 times last year.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm dealing with my mom right now. I cannot.
No. Yeah.
Call your sister. Click. And I
Jeez.
did. I was like, okay. And she was fun doing that for me. So
Shout out Grace.
I'm fine, by the way. It just they did a CT scan. They're like,
Mhm.
yeah, you just bruised
Bruised a rib.
a rib sneezing.
But it's good that they checked you out though.
Yeah. So let's talk Ring camera.
Let's talk Ring.
Nathan, let's have a little update.
Yeah. So last episode we talked about the Super Bowl. Talked about the ads that were.
That was it. That was the only thing worth talking about. The rest of the Super
Yeah,
Bowl
the bowl was. Yeah. No. Yeah, nothing else really mattered. But
very alarming ad from Ring, along with a lot of other companies. If you
Mhm.
want to check out that episode, see episode 2, the AI Bowl, or whatever
Yes.
it was called.
yeah, I think like bowl of slop, Super Bowl of slop or
Yeah.
something. So yeah, so essentially, if you didn't watch the last episode, Ring made an ad where the whole ad was supposed to be very like emotional and nice and all that, but it was your whole neighborhood uses Ring. I mean, you look around your neighborhood, probably
Yeah.
50% of houses not only have a doorbell camera, it's probably Ring. Because Ring is almost like a Windex or whatever, where like people use Ring to mean any doorbell camera.
Yeah, like
And so-
it's the brand. It's like channel locks. It's
So
not
think
vice
about it,
grips,
if you're
it's
so-
channel locks. It's like
Yeah.
everything.
So if you think about it, if you go to like if you're an old person or just a general person who does not care about whatever, you just want a doorbell camera, know when you get your packages. What do you think? Ring camera.
Get me one of them Ring cameras.
Yeah, like that's like you're not gonna think, give me a Blink camera. No, nobody cares or knows. So you're gonna think Ring and you're gonna buy Ring. So Ring is in almost every neighborhood, and so they clearly they had enough data to know that they had Ring that lots of neighborhoods had enough Ring cameras to do this, which is kind of wild in and of itself.
Yeah.
But they made an ad where if you lose your dog, they could, I think it was called Search Party.
Yeah, Search Party.
They could use Search Party to scour the entire neighborhood using everyone's Ring cameras to find said dog. And it would recognize that dog distinctly from other dogs, which is completely separate from their ability to have, I think it's called like close friends or whatever, where it'll tell you someone's name when they come up to the door because it knows their face or whatever. Someone who comes over often, it'll be like grandma's at the door. That's totally separate. And those
two technologies do not interact.
They will never interact. Never won't happen. And then it also was not good. It was also a problem because they were also in a partnership with Flock, which they are the ones who have cameras everywhere. We saw one today. They're on almost every traffic light or like traffic light pole on every city block.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Basically, they figured out, okay, we can't track all cars. A lot of people are going to want to have cars that don't have trackers in them. So we'll just put cameras everywhere and recognize license plates and be able to track people. So that's what Flock is. And they were partnered with Ring, who has a camera on everybody's house. And a shocking number of people have not just the doorbell. A massive number of people have 4 cameras all the way around the house. Some crazy people put cameras in their living room, which is wild. But basically, they left Flock. Actually, they abandoned Flock because of the crazy surveillance stuff.
Also, their involvement in the Epstein list.
Ring?
No, Flock.
Oh, Flock. Yeah. Well, of course.
But, I wanted to make sure before I said that. But yes,
yeah.
They are there. They're hanging around in there.
So Ring has abandoned Flock, but they're still continuing surveillance, and they're going to still roll out this feature. And a lot of news has just been rolling around lately about how the CEO of Ring said that his goal was to, he says, to zero out all neighborhood crime. And it has always worked when you want to remove crime to establish mass surveillance. This is never a problem. So, yeah.
It is Big Brother using Ring doorbell.
Ring doorbell. We find you have nothing to hide.
Look, we find little puppy and also fugitive.
You have only a few things to fear if you have nothing to hide. Yeah. So anyway, that's just a small update there, but it is very interesting that they actually left Flock, because honestly, they could have just not said anything and just let it be, and it would have cooled down. But they got rid of Flock, which is interesting.
A lot of rebellions that are working. We're about to start talking about Discord.
Yeah,
we're a lot of news last week that is being repealed now because of backlash, which is cool because that means that companies are listening, which usually they don't do, or at least historically they don't do recently.
Yeah. Speaking of backlash, we got Discord, another update from last episode. Discord, as most of you probably know, they announced that they were bringing age verification for all profiles with a teen mode as default. So every profile, unless you gave them a video of your face or a photo of your government ID, you'll be logged to a teen only mode, which would mostly just keep you out of like NSFW Discord servers and things like that. But it also would restrict some things like friend requests and things like that, which could cause problems. And that made everybody real mad, especially because they had already been kind of testing something like this for different users and things just to see. And they used a company called Persona to do it. Persona were the ones who would do the age verification. That's who the data would go to. And Discord and Persona had a massive data breach where over 70,000 Discord users' data, including their face information and their government ID numbers, date of birth, everything, which, by the way, a driver's license can make it decently easy for a social engineer to take a social security number. Yeah.
All kinds of information on there.
Yeah. So real bad. Not good, this kind of thing. So, and that happened on October 3rd last year. So that's not long ago that happened. And so it was pretty tone deaf to announce this right now. So we've got just tons of people switching over to platforms like TeamSpeak, Google Meet, Stoat, Stoat is the one that's actually quite good according to what I've seen.
Is it like almost a rehashing of Discord?
It's a clone. It's the same thing as Discord, yeah, but it's open source. The cool thing about,
what does that tell them? What does that tell you?
Yeah.
It's not that we don't want to leave you. Like, I mean, it's like
we would love Discord as a platform. It's
Discord's
fantastic.
The best.
Yeah, it's better than anything. Everybody else wants you to pay to talk for more than 45 minutes. So, but Stoat is really good because you can use it just like normal. It's very easy. But if you want to self-host your own server, so nothing ever goes out there, you can self-host Stoat because it's completely open source, which is
Discord.
amazing.
Please listen.
Discord, please listen. They will never open source. No, that won't happen. Yeah. But anyway,
here's the thing. I get why, because this is mainly based on EU regulation right now, right? From what I've read.
Oh, the age verification?
The age verification.
Yeah, a lot of it is, yeah. But
and I totally understand this because we see this in American politics a lot. It is so, universal as a platform that everyone uses it. Therefore, people are seeing this constantly. In, DC, they don't know what Discord is. Mm-hmm. And like you can see that if you look at any like trials or any like discussions about Discord, they describe it and they have no idea what it is.
No idea what it is.
They make it sound like it's Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
So, which in Discord, you choose servers. I don't know.
You choose where you want to go.
Yeah, there are millions of servers out there. I don't know about half of them. I don't know about any of them. I don't know why I said half. I don't know about any of them.
How many Discord
I'm in one with you. I'm in one with Ike and the boys. That's it. I have my own.
There's over 32 million Discord servers.
There's 32 million. But that's the thing. Is like these people don't know even what it is.
Yeah, no.
So I understand why. Because it's appearing all over the place in these bad contexts.
Well, and also, like, it is true that a lot of bad stuff happens on Discord just like it does anywhere, especially like Reddit and stuff.
Like Instagram. I'd like to go one day without watching somebody violently die in Instagram Reels.
And I think also because a lot of like parents don't know about Discord, sometimes it'll like it's like a gateway for a lot of like kids to get into some bad stuff and whatnot. So like it should be up to someone's parents. Like let's make sure parents are parenting their kids right. It should not be left up to corporations.
That's when we talk about constitutional stuff like that.
The government and a company should not be parenting your kids. You should be parenting your kids. And when we end up,
that requires effort.
Yeah. And not an iPad. It's crazy. Yeah, parents need to parent, and companies don't.
Yeah. Side point: have you seen the trailer for Toy Story 5?
No.
It's literally the toys versus a sentient iPad.
Honestly, I can get behind that.
I totally could get behind that.
Yeah,
I think they should have ended it after 3, but that is a good concept for 2026.
That's not bad. Yeah, I'll probably watch it if it gets good reviews. So
the question is, do they try to kill it? Do they try to like smash it?
Well, I guess it'll be AI if it's sentient. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of
crazy though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the AI thing is overplayed, but it might be.
That's the thing. This is an overall point that I like to make. When we started this podcast, I was so excited because we started so strong with that pilot talking about like physical, tangible products.
Yeah. Well,
I was so excited for that. And you know what we've done?
What?
We've just pissed AI in freaking RAM Crisis. That's all we've talked about.
Well, that's all there's been to talk about for the most part.
It sucks. We've got
a little bit of product stuff coming up. The problem is that we started in December, and like the September to December is when the big
pre-Christmas.
That's when every product gets announced.
Pre-Black Friday. That's all that.
So the rest of the year, it's more like kind of political, kind of market.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a few physical things with the Super Bowl. So kind of
nothing got announced.
Yeah, really. It's all AI. It's all crap. We're just stuck in the feud. That doesn't mean that you guys should quit listening.
Yeah.
But speaking of talking about physical products, we will get into some after this break.
Nice
segue. You like that segue?
It's nice, yeah.
Keep this part in. Yeah. You like that segue?
You like that segue? Welcome back from the break. We're talking about Xbox news and other console information that we did not cover before. We covered it and deleted the episode. I mean, you honestly know, you've heard more about this than I have, but
dude, it's not looking good for our friends at Microsoft and Xbox.
At Xbox, yeah, they're the headline is retailers are reducing Xbox stock as sales decline. So you said Costco is.
Yeah, this isn't in our notes, but I just saw a post about this recently. So Costco, not only has it given Xbox the star of death,
yeah,
it is gone.
Like you can't find it in stores.
Like they are no longer carrying Xboxes. Last I heard. So, make no mistake, it's not that they're not carrying consoles. They still have PlayStation and Switch.
Yeah,
they are just no longer carrying Xbox
because Xbox used to be it, dude.
Huge.
Used to be massive.
Let's be fair. I think I've made this analogy before.
Yeah.
They've made this analogy before. It's their fault. It's not like it's they can't say boo hoo because they did this. It's literally like Bugs Bunny or like Tom from Tom and Jerry, like sticking the rifle in the hole and it coming back out. Everything that they've done has set themselves up for failure. Think about the merger with, they did like the crossover with PlayStation. Which, if you didn't know, they did a crossover where, or at least they are planning to do a crossover.
A few games became cross-compatible.
Yes. So, for instance, Spider-Man, one of Sony's biggest, headliners, is now available on Xbox. If you're an Xbox lover, but you just want to play that game, you got it. And same thing, Halo, hint, hint, kind of the only game that Xbox has right now.
Yeah.
Their only flagship is
and they
now
went
available.
To Steam recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is now available for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So the only exclusive that they had going for them is no longer available.
And the prices were usually a little worse, or at least they didn't go on sale as often.
Yeah.
Their games were on Steam. A lot of people are switching to PC. They really shot themselves in the foot with Game Pass, though.
Yeah.
Game Pass, it was too good of a deal, really.
Yeah.
A lot of people would, they made a lot of money when they first launched it, just like any subscription. But the problem is that it meant that they weren't able to. The way that consoles work is you sell the console so that people will buy the games. You get the royalties from the games. That's why the console can be $500 because you get royalties off the games. The games cost about $50 to $60. You get, I don't know, 30% cut of that, and the people are buying these games, and they keep buying games as they come out. But they did a subscription model, which, for a lot of things is kind of scummy, but in this case it didn't work for them because it was like $25 a month and you just get access to
every game.
Almost every game that anybody wants to play.
Yeah. And
you could just give it up or whatever. Whereas previously it was you buy the game, if you're done playing it, you sell it, it goes on the used market, it becomes a whole thing.
But this thing is a catch-22. So now what you've done by creating that subscription and making it a reasonable price is you've blocked yourself in. You're not making money on these individual games. However, if you raise the price of Game Pass, which $25 a month is not, it's not nothing. That's a lot.
It changed recently.
Has it changed?
So
they raised it finally?
That's part of it. I remember this being in the news. They increased it from $20 a month to $29 a month.
Okay.
And then they removed the annual option. And then they got rid of some benefit of it. Oh, I can't remember. I should have researched this.
But that's a business decision, and there are a lot of business decisions that piss people off, and that's the problem. Is they set themselves by going $20. You said it started at $20.
Yeah,
that's pretty reasonable for that.
Extremely.
That's why they're kind of in the hole right now.
Yeah,
but if you raise it any, then it's gonna cause backlash.
But what they should have done is invest in good game studios to make good games.
There we go.
Yeah. Not people are leaving Xbox. Let's make the games compatible so they'll come back. No.
But just like every studio and every corporation, as aforementioned earlier segment involving the movie studios, they've focused on just the absolute worst possible. They've made the worst decisions possible. They took the wrong thing and they focused everything on it.
And they made
now
Halo
what they're
Infinite,
doing,
which apparently the story was mid and the gameplay online was actually great, but they didn't do console exclusive.
Yeah,
which you got to do if you want to sell the console.
think about a GTA 6 right now.
Yeah,
consoles. It's going to be console exclusive for a year.
I don't know. It historically has been, but who knows, because everything's so different now.
That's the thing.
I mean,
It is
GTA 5
different.
was how many years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's joking, like, dude, in comparison, GTA 5 looks like it's a PS3 game. They're like, yeah, it was. It was a PS3.
Was it PS3?
Yeah, it was PS3.
Yeah, 2013 for PS3. That's insane.
But so here's what they're focusing on. As we mentioned, they need to be focused on games studios actually profiting. It sounds kind of scummy, but they need to profit in order to keep themselves above water.
In order to keep the console a reasonable price as well.
But now they're like, oh, we're being beat out by PCs, which is true because of the whole universal, it's universally upgradable. Yeah.
You can use Discord, all that stuff.
But the handle is now they're like, oh, what they want is a PC, is a console that's like a PC.
Which is not what a console is.
No, it's not.
The point of a console is it goes with the TV. You use a controller, you kick back, you play your games.
And it's cheaper. All right,
it's so $500.
Let's look at our right now. I don't know. Does it even have a name yet? The upcoming 2027.
No, because their naming scheme sucks.
Their naming scheme does.
It was the Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One X and One S, and then Xbox Series X and Series S, and then I think that's it.
Yeah. They've got nothing.
PlayStation knows what they're doing.
I mean, the Japanese are like 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're just better. Yeah.
All right. Have you seen the price? Do you know? You want to guess?
Oh, I've seen it.
They're estimating $1,000 to $1,500.
This is not announced. This is a rumor. Rumor or leaked? Was it leaked? It was leaked.
It was leaked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So pretty close to that number is what it'll be. $1,000. Technically, you built this PC for like $600. But you also got a free graphics card. But like a PC is $1,000. So they're trying to price it like a PC. It will for sure underperform compared to PCs.
Course.
It will be, if it's running Windows, it will get like 10% worse performance. And like, also, what does a PC console even mean?
Does
the controller have a keyboard? I mean, there are Xbox controllers with keyboards, but
I don't think that'll be standard. I'm assuming what it is and the PS5 is pretty much like this already, which is customizable hardware. At least. I don't know. The only descriptor it has is hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Native streaming integration and functions more like a PC was their descriptor.
Native streaming. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So would it stream to YouTube, or are they going to try and create a social platform? Because that would be terrible.
They would probably. If I know Microsoft, they're going to try and create a social platform.
Yeah. They'll probably rebrand Xbox Live.
If they have one brain cell that they can rub, if they have two brain cells they can rub together instead of just the one.
Yep.
Then they probably will make it compatible to YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly, they're feeling the pressure because the head CEO of the gaming division.
Yeah. Okay. So Phil Spencer left when?
As of February 23rd, 2026, Asher Sherman is the new CEO. So sometime recently
recently, she became the CEO. Yeah.
So she was formerly the president of the Core AI product.
Core AI product?
Yeah.
Meaning Copilot?
Maybe.
Oh, she's never worked in gaming before, period.
Great.
So
we need more people that don't know what they're doing.
I think it's good that they're changing leadership. Maybe she'll just surprise everybody and make Xbox good again. But people are worried that she, because she has no experience in gaming, she's not going to know what gamers want. And that's a very valid concern.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yeah. Well, like, I don't care too much about Xbox.
Well, that's the problem. They should be making us care.
Yeah.
You are an Xbox user. When was the last time you owned a PlayStation of any kind?
I never owned a PlayStation.
What consoles have you owned, Nathan?
An Xbox One.
Which makes you an Xbox consumer.
Yep.
You are a consumer. And you no longer
I love
care.
Halo. Halo's great and stuff, and now it's on PC, so I have no need for an Xbox. Here's the other thing that's sad about that, though, is gaming as a whole. It used to be a hobby of like hanging out with your friends in person, It used to be split screen with the fellas in the basement, you know?
Dude, LAN parties. Have you seen like
Dude,
images of LAN parties
with
in
the
the
duct tape
90s?
guy.
The duct tape. Yeah.
Yes,
Put some of those images up there.
I will. Yeah, it used to be LAN parties. LAN parties were PC though. But what I'm talking about is it made it accessible. You didn't have to know all this stuff about PC or whatever. Consoles changed everything because it was, well, they kind of grew at the same time, but they created something that was very different than PC offered that you couldn't get otherwise, which was invite all your friends over. You're all looking at the same TV together and you're playing against each other, playing Smash Bros, whatever's going on.
You're farting on each other to distract them, and
You're playing Halo Reach.
or is that just me?
That's just you.
Okay.
You're playing Halo
that
Reach.
Reach.
You're using the grid and you're just destroying your friends for no. You're just messing around. Like
That's one of my favorite memories is your basement with all the guys.
Yes.
Playing Reach at like 3 a.m.
Yes, dude, that was peak.
It was so good.
That was
Watching
good memories.
Shrek and then playing. Halo
But then, like,
Reach.
Xbox made Halo 5, which was the storyline sucked and all that. But the main problem was, like, the gameplay was actually pretty fun to play. Like, as far as the mechanics went, it was great. I loved it. But they just got rid of split screen. Disappeared. Nope. They said online only. The reason why they did that is so more people would have to buy Xboxes. But what they accidentally did is they killed the industry because if everybody has to have their own rig anyway, they're going to go to PC. All that console became was, instead of being a way to hang out with your friends on Sunday nights, it became a cheap way to game, but you got to game by yourself.
There we go.
And all your friends need to have a separate TV and a separate console, which is great for TV makers and console makers. But it meant that they didn't sell games the same way. It meant that people who used to be interested in gaming were no longer interested in gaming. I thought I was going to love gaming in general for a long time. Now I just like tinkering. And the problem also is that I can't run GTA anymore. So
What?
yeah, because you can't do it on macOS and it doesn't work on Linux.
Oh, you're a Linux user now.
I have a Linux server to like run all my self-hosted stuff and my photo stuff. And like I could boot to Windows, but the SSD I have, and SSDs are expensive now, I can't get a bigger one. The SSD can't fit GTA.
Did you have 2 towers or 1 tower?
Just the one.
Oh, that's
Remember,
why.
I sold both
You
PCs.
built a tower. I thought that's what you built with Elizabeth on that YouTube video.
I built the Linux server. Yeah, I sold both PCs and a MacBook and an iPad and Apple Watches to pay for the ring.
There we go.
But there was enough left over to build the server, which is
Not the
awesome.
proposal ring, the Ring doorbell.
Yeah. Anyway, but let's talk about what else is going to put pressure on Xbox though, because this is exciting. I'm excited about this part just for the competition, just to have something new in the market.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we've been itching to talk about this since even before the podcast started.
So Valve announced like back in December or something like that. They announced their Steam machine,
Which I love that name.
Yeah,
That's
the
a very
price is going to be high though.
Yes.
The price is going to be
I've got it
between $700 and
$700 and
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah. It'll probably the base model will be $699 if I had to guess.
Which not great, but I mean, again, when all these consoles come out, when this new Xbox console comes out at the same time as the Steam,
$1,000,
it's going to be like, compared to $1,500, it's going to look
But the benefit
great.
will be if you are a PC. It's really interesting. It's like Microsoft is trying to push console users away into PC land, which is interesting. And then Steam, who is PC only, they're just PC. But Steam was kind of the reason why they took off was because it used to be when you bought a game for PC, it would be a file you downloaded, and then when you like reinstalled Windows or whatever happened, you would have to buy the game again sometimes, or just it wasn't consistent. Steam was just buy the game, own it forever on every computer you could log in on. Yeah. So that was huge, and that's why everyone uses Steam these days. Plus, they have the community stuff, and their Steam summer sales are legendary. But they're pulling people into console world, which is so unexpected.
You know why? You know why, Nathan?
Why?
Because there's a power vacuum.
Yep. So they've announced this thing. It's going to have an AMD Zen 4 6-core CPU with RDNA 3 GPU and 8 gigs of VRAM. So it's going to have the performance of like a mid-range $1,000 gaming laptop. Yeah, well, $800 gaming laptop. It's going to have the performance of that, but it will have their latest FSR, which is a way to generate fewer frames and upscale and things like that to get you better frames at better resolutions and stuff. So they're saying that it'll be designed to play almost every game on Steam at 4K 60 FPS. If it can achieve that, that's impressive.
That is very impressive.
And it's also a tiny little box. It's like 4-inch by 5-inch by 5-inch or something like that.
It's a really clean look. It almost looks, it's very reminiscent, both the controller
People are
and
calling
the
it a
actual,
GameCube.
Yeah, it looks like a GameCube. Hold on, let me get my GameCube out.
Yeah. It really is the size of a GameCube, a little taller, I think.
Where is she?
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the GameCube. Where'd the GameCube go? I'm determined to find this GameCube. Where'd the f***ing GameCube go? You see it.
No, I don't. Welcome back to another episode of Trey looks through all his possessions to find a GameCube that's probably not there, and finds all kinds of lost treasures.
I swear to God, found it. Found the GameCube.
Behind the Doritos.
Behind the chips.
Oh, you just dropped it.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. I got the GameCube. For instance, Nathan, it might look similar to the GameCube. No, but really, it's going to look like, it's going to be this big.
It'll actually be smaller, which is insane.
It'll be small. It'll be taller, though.
I think it'll be that height and more narrow, maybe. Let me
I
see.
don't think it's going to be that. Let's find the dimensions.
It's going to be 6-inch by 6-inch by 6-inch by 6.4. It will be a little taller than this.
Hey, Nintendo, that's not a cube.
No.
See, it has to be as tall as it is wide.
Yes.
But still.
It is a cube when you there's some attachment that goes under it, and then it's a cube.
Yeah. There's a lot of, that was weirdly super customizable.
So much expansion.
There was like an internet thing. There was all kinds of stuff.
That was a legendary
It
console.
was legendary.
The Wii was better though.
The Wii was better, but the Wii also was customizable. You could.
The Wii had almost everything that has, which is crazy. It had all the GameCube ports. It had everything.
Yeah. Anyway, it's gonna have its own new controllers and stuff. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah,
the control. People are really hyped about the controller. I don't know why, but apparently it's gonna be really good. I do know that it'll have a keyboard on it because certain elements of SteamOS are keyboard centric. Yeah. Keyboard and trackpad centric, but it'll have a magnetic wireless puck, not with Qi wireless inductive charging. It'll just have some contacts on it with a magnet, so that thing can just sit on your table or whatever, and you just set the controller down.
So poor man's MagSafe.
Yeah. To keep it cheap, really, because they're really trying to price this competitively. Because it's so weird. The PC company is becoming like the console company because they're trying to keep the price down because they make a 30% cut on all the games they sell.
Because they know about business.
Yeah. So
Xbox, take notes.
Take notes.
I've never even had an Xbox. I have no dog in this fight.
Yep.
The real winner here is PlayStation.
And nobody's as well equipped to deal with the RAM crisis and just delivering hardware as Sony is, because they have.
Do they manufacture their own hardware?
I mean, what do you mean? Like they buy the CPU,
no, you were telling
they
Samsung.
buy the CPU and GPUs and stuff, and the RAM and all of that. But they obviously design the whatever. But Sony has experience, and they have products going everywhere. They sell TVs. They used to do laptops. They do phones. They do cameras. Their camera department is massive. They are making money all over the place.
Is that
Microsoft?
We're recording on a Sony.
We're recording on a Sony. Microsoft. The only hardware that they make compute wise is like the Surface laptop / Surface
Microsoft Surface,
which are not great. And then
they don't even have the Transformers movies to promote them anymore.
They've got those, and they got Xbox and probably a couple other things, but really they don't have much hardware experience. Plus, also the Xbox division is almost treated like its own company, where if they're not profitable, Microsoft will cut them and stuff. Microsoft obviously makes a ton of money.
Yeah,
but honestly, it's not as Microsoft's income is not as diversified, I guess, as Sony's, in my opinion. Just Sony sells everything.
Yeah.
They have all kinds of stuff. They sell some of the best microphones. They sell some of the best, everything they sell is some of the best of it.
Would you buy a Microsoft mic?
No.
You wouldn't buy a mic?
No. The Microsoft does make a microphone, actually.
Do they?
Yeah, conference.
The Blue
microphone.
Yeti. Microsoft.
Logitech owns Blue now.
Logitech owns Blue?
They bought them. Yeah.
Oh, they bought them.
Yeah, they bought them. Yeah. They had really good like DAX or
You
something
remember
like
when
that.
everyone like pre-COVID had like the Blue Yeti? It was just
It's a bad mic. If you tune it, it's fine. But people were buying it because they thought that it was inherently good.
Yeah.
The sound signature out of the box is really tinny and bad. So
You were rocking the Blue Snowball for a while.
Snowball was for a while. Microphones have gotten really cheap now, but before that had really happened, the Blue Snowball was like a crazy value. For $40, you could get a microphone that sounded way better than it should have for that price. So the Snowball was great. The Yeti was like $200. For $200, you can get an XLR microphone.
Oh yeah,
and a used interface.
But again, that was pre-COVID. COVID, once the whole like
Changed
everyone's
everything.
online, then everything became. That's where we got our old mics.
When COVID first happened, everything got more expensive. Remember, webcams used to be $20, and then they went up to like
oh yeah, like the 720p like garbage Logitech one became like $100 or something.
It was. They were selling for $90 at some point, but because everybody ramped up production because of the shortage, now they're all way cheaper.
Now we're almost oversaturated market.
Yeah, which is great. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Like I was in a Walgreens the other day and I saw like a whole gaming section.
Stupid.
In a Walgreens with like old like Chinese keyboards and stuff like that. RGB, everything.
It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, those are membrane keyboards.
But also, like, think about the kids that are like 15 or whatever, just getting into gaming. That's
Mom,
gonna be
can
awesome.
I get it? Oh, it's great. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember the first gaming mouse that I got was from a friend. It was
it that blue one? The blue set, whatever it's called?
It was the CM Storm Devastator.
CM Storm Devastator.
And it originally came in a kit with the keyboard and the mouse, but he still liked the keyboard, so he just gave me the mouse. And then eventually I got the CM Storm Devastator 2 kit. And that was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, I think it was just a little faster.
You had that, and then you actually lent it to me.
The mouse.
You still have it? Because you lent the whole set to me. Dude, I remember all throughout COVID, us like constantly changing our, like going to the thrift store or whatever, constantly changing our setups and like taking cool pictures and like
we changed a lot. Yeah.
Our first PCs were like $200.
Yeah, we each paid $200 for, this was when crypto mining was big, and we, and there was a guy who bought 8 Dell G5 PCs just for the GPUs, and then sold the chassis with everything else.
Can I go get your first PC?
Sure. Yeah, you can get it. Yeah.
Here it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
In all of its glory.
That thing is with the spray painted logo.
Nova Storm logo. It looks great. The Nova Storm logo.
Yeah.
Classic. You still rock the same design, just Nathan Lewis now, right?
Different.
Similar. Same colors and everything, right?
Similar colors. Everything else is different. But yeah, so a lot of wasting of money going on over at Microsoft, and a lot of pushing people away from their product and into PC land, while Steam is just still doing good.
Yeah.
Still just doing good stuff. Everyone's hyped. They think $700, if you can get it for $700, more than fair for what
especially when you look and see Xbox is going to be $1,500.
Yeah.
But who's laughing to the bank? Sony.
Yep. Yeah, Sony's doing
because they're maintaining exactly. They know that they know the play. They know to run it.
They are having to delay because of RAM prices and stuff like that. So, but that's probably good news, people are saying, because it means that GTA 6 will have to be optimized to play on more older hardware, which is good, rather than making it so you can only play it smoothly on the new thing. So
here's the question: how long before these companies like Microsoft and Sony and all these companies start producing their own hardware because of these shortages? Because
it's more expensive to produce your own hardware.
I know, but there are some companies that aren't even selling to outsiders. They're picking one AI company, and
so you're saying how long until new companies come up to start doing that?
Or I in particular, I was saying how long before these guys who constantly are releasing.
If you're talking about
products.
RAM, they'll never make their own RAM. It won't happen because there's only a couple companies in the world, and that takes such a massive infrastructure, and you need so much expertise and history to understand how to do it. And all of it's very secret because obviously those companies wouldn't be in business if they weren't good at their craft. So, I don't think that'll ever happen. We just have to wait for it to stabilize and wait for the new factories to get built and stuff before things get kind of okay. Or wait for the AI bubble to pop. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see you guys around 2030 when we get RAM back. Well, here's the thing. You're right. Is when the AI bubble bursts. Micron's not going to have business if the AI bubble pops.
No, they'll have business.
But
they'll just have to sell the consumers on the cheap.
If you guys are in like the trading world, I'd short the AIs.
Yeah. Personally, yeah, I would
Because
prefer
I
that.
mean, when the train gets to running,
This is not financial advice. But
no, I'm a moron.
Leo.
I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me.
Well, speaking of colossal wastes of money, Boeing Starliner.
Boeing Starliner. Here we go. It's a big jump. Airplanes to rockets.
They're historically they've been very good for government contracting. They made Air Force One, I believe, that was built on their platform and stuff like that. Boeing was a great company as far as their infrastructure and their historical reliability for government contracting. The problem is their latest CEO is not great, and also government spending has been far from efficient.
Yeah.
And they were the wrong company to pick. But I was really excited when they picked it, and everyone else was, not because of Boeing, but because we needed competition. We can't have just SpaceX, right? Doing this. Now, SpaceX is doing it extremely well, and that's great. But we know how economies work, and we know that you can't have just one company doing this, or it does eventually become problematic when inevitably the great CEO that they have right now, because Elon owns it, but
he didn't run it.
But he doesn't run it. His title is chief engineer, so he's very involved, of course. Wait, no, then what? Then maybe it was like chief operation. Yeah, I looked up CEO of SpaceX and it pulled up. Oh, she's president of and COO. Gwen Shotwell.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Gwyneth Paltrow. Yes, she's the president and COO of SpaceX. Gwen Shotwell. She's doing an incredible job over there. But like when inevitably she's no longer in that position, or Elon Musk decides to move on to something else or whatever, things change. And so you need to have competition.
Competition. Yeah,
like the reason why Starlink is such a massive success is because it is competing heavily with every other network provider.
There we go.
Like all those terrible, like Xfinity, who is notorious for being the worst. Like a tree falls on a power line in your backyard and takes out your internet. And they just like, you'll go a month without internet in some cases, and they just keep on hanging up the phone on you or not telling you when the contractor comes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When Starlink offers, put this dish on your roof and never think about it. It's like, that's impressive.
That is pretty
or
impressive.
Travel with it, get the mini,
get
the mini one and take it everywhere on a road trip, attach it to your sunroof and have Wi-Fi on the drive. Yeah. Come on. That's sick.
That's so sick. It's a little pricey, but I mean, miracles are expensive.
Well, it's like $100 a month. But if you think about the amount of people who are out here paying $300 a month for their cable and Wi-Fi combo thing, like that's not crazy. So, and the convenience was worth it for people who need it. So I welcomed it, and everybody welcomed it when, it seemed like Starliner was actually kind of going to happen. They started the program in like 2010, and the goal was for it to have its first successful launch and landing in 2017 was the goal. Didn't happen. So the cost for the Starliner program was $90 million per seat to send somebody up and back. $90 million. It cost $5 billion to develop the whole program for Starliner and to make it happen. SpaceX's Crew Dragon, the whole program cost $2.6 billion. So about half as much invested. Their cost per seat is $65 million. And they started development after Starliner and had their first successful launch in like 2020.
Yeah, I remember being at your house.
Yeah, it was huge. It was really cool. Because before that, it was just Russia.
Yeah.
Because the space shuttle was gone. So amazing that now on US soil we can launch people. But so this costs double to the program costs double SpaceX's program, and it costs like 30% more, or it costs 50% more per seat to send people up. But it was delaying constantly. I had a list of all the delays. Let me see. How many times was Starliner delayed? Here we go. It had lots of technical issues. Initial delays. The first uncrewed flight was delayed from 2017 to 2019, with the second attempt taking place in 2022 after they had software and valve issues. So the crewed flight delays, which are the big ones, but it already had tons of issues and got delayed before that. It was delayed by over a year because the parachute wouldn't deploy.
Classic.
The May 6, 2024 launch was delayed by a faulty oxygen valve, so they would have suffocated.
You don't need that.
Or it would have leaked oxygen out of the cabin or out of the spacecraft. The June 1st, 2024 attempt was aborted. It was on the pad, ready to go with astronauts in it, and it was aborted because the ground launch sequencer had like a problem, so it would have like released at the wrong time and maybe fallen over. After
What are
reaching,
we talking about? We're acting like this is a big deal. It's gonna get canceled for something else. In 3 years, we're gonna be talking about this.
well, it's been so long, and the government does this thing where they don't do that. They don't cancel stuff. They just say, "Yeah, give them another $1 billion. They'll figure it out."
Yeah, you're another $1 billion in 3 more years.
Yeah,
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like you're acting like it's finally gonna happen. If I'm no student
it's
of
not gonna
history, it's not gonna happen.
no. So, yeah, but then they successfully launched astronauts to the ISS, but
Impossible.
but it had to sit next to the ISS in orbit because they were having tons of issues and they couldn't dock it.
I remember.
And then they docked it and they had to wait longer and stuff like that before they could get onto the ISS.
That's like a couple years ago, right?
And then they had to seal off that compartment because it was having lots of critical failures. And then they were stuck up there for like 8 months or something. It was supposed to be a 3-month mission or something crazy like that. Elon Musk was ready to send. They were like, we can send
that because he's like, guys, I can handle this right now. And they're like, shut up.
Yeah, before the election.
Like, we didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah, he was like, listen, I can send a Crew Dragon up there. We can get it up in 2 months and have them down like with only a month extra on their flight time instead of, an extra 6 or whatever it was.
It was 8. I think it was 8.
It was an 8. They were up there for 8 months. It was supposed to be a 3-month mission, so 5 months extra. 10 months. They're up there for 10 months.
You could have just counted backwards.
Whatever. Big failure already. We already knew it was a failure. They delayed.
It's been failing for 16
debated
years.
for a long time if they could get it fixed. They just tried to fix it for like 2 months to be able to send them back. And they said, that's a bad idea. We're just going to send it down and let it burn up in the atmosphere. Or it might have landed. I think it landed in the ocean. But so they've been evaluating the whole thing. I think it landed in the ocean. They recovered it so they could study what was wrong. Jared Isaacman, who's over NASA, he gave a report that retroactively declares a Starliner as a Class A failure. The same class that includes passenger death. Same class as the Challenger.
Like the Challenger. That's what I was going to say.
Challenger disaster is the same class of hardware failure as Starliner. Meaning, we're
lucky that these people didn't die.
That's what he's saying. And if we had sent them back, it's very likely they would have died. Or too likely to risk. Very bad.
They Dr. Man themselves almost.
Almost, yeah. Something bad could have happened at the very least. So here's the big problem: is it wasn't the hardware. The hardware was bad. The software sucked. But the biggest problem was the fact that they didn't test it enough. Even though they had all these years and so much money, they trusted Boeing with it. They had like a hands-off approach. They expected them to just handle it and do a good job. It's Boeing. They didn't.
How did this happen? Because they've had this contract since 2010. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's old program.
Yeah, back in the day, 2010.
Yeah,
they were decent. But if you look from like 2015 on, it hasn't looked great for Boeing. They're not great.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Boeing holding up its rock solid reputation with Starliner.
2012, that was when they had that one plane that just kept on crashing. Like 5 of them crashed, and they had to like subpoena them just to even get them to stop flying.
737-8 Max. Yeah, it would nose down.
And nose down, and just like all the pilots would hear as they're nosing down. They had to like completely disconnect, essentially the power steering for the
like the hydraulic assistance,
and then they just had to lift basically with their own strength, desperately try and lift the plane. And it just all they heard as they careened into the ground at 100 miles an hour was just pull up.
Yep.
I saw a documentary on that. That was horrifying.
So bad. Yeah. Shout out Boeing for killing people.
And getting away with it.
Yeah. So really big waste of money. Government's great at that. So
where are we now in the process, Nathan?
So now they're saying they're going to try to continue to evaluate it to fix the problems and launch it again.
That's it? It's
sunk cost. It's because they've put so much money into it that they're afraid to just shut it down and take the loss. So
they're so far you have to make a rocket now.
It's ridiculous. And the funny thing is, Starliner was also supposed to be somewhat involved, I think, with moon missions. There's no chance.
Wait, who's doing the moon missions now?
Well, it was going to be, they awarded the contract to SpaceX, so it was going to be basically just SpaceX, but they just opened it up again.
Well, since the Artemis
Blue Origin is
that's
is doing some stuff, but there's other ones that are doing more things. There's one that's already like they've already built the lander, and they're testing it in NASA's big vacuum chamber. So
I was gonna say, we know it's not Boeing because it doesn't work.
yeah. So, it's a win for SpaceX, of course, because they've got a reliable thing that works already. So, but I'm all for the government being able to make the right choice and make more competition. They need to split up certain companies. Like, I would love if they split up Comcast. That needs to happen.
Hey guys, like and subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel and/or our Spotify.
Yeah, make sure to and don't forget to comment stuff you want to talk about.
Yes, comment any new products you've heard about, any interesting news. Do we have a Patreon yet?
Yeah, we do.
We do have a Patreon.
Patreon.com/launch day.
Did you actually make it?
I made a Patreon.
Heck yeah. Do we have any content on there?
No, it's just like support the show and you can make suggestions or whatever. So
based. Guys, check out our Patreon.
Check out our Patreon. Your suggestions will be weighed more if you pay $5. So
sure.
Yeah. We've been your hosts. I'm Nathan.
I'm Trey.
And we'll see you next time.